Welcome to today's lesson in physics. Today we are discussing some questions based on Lenz's law. First, example 6.4. Figure 6.7 shows planar loops of different shapes moving out of or into a region of a magnetic field which is directed normal to the plane of the loop away from the reader. Determine the direction of induced current in each loop using Lenz's law. So here that cross symbols shows that direction of magnetic field. So the magnetic field is into the plane. And taking the first loop, that rectangular loop, that loop is dragged into the region of magnetic field. So when we think the loop, it is dragged into the magnetic field. That means the magnetic flux linked with the loop is increasing, or the magnetic field linked with the loop is increasing. So to decrease that magnetic field, and the direction of that magnetic field is into the plane. So to decrease the magnetic field in that direction, the induced current should flow in such a way that it opposes that increase in magnetic field. To oppose the increase in magnetic field means it should produce a magnetic field. Induced current should produce a magnetic field in the opposite direction. That means outward. So to have the magnetic field in the outward direction, the current should flow in CDAB direction. So the direction of current in that first loop is CDAB. Okay. Now coming to second loop, that is that triangular loop, it is dragged out of the region of magnetic field. When it is dragged out of the region, in the into direction, the magnetic field is decreasing. So here the change is decreasing. So induced current should increase. That means induced current in the loop should flow in such a way that in the into direction, the magnetic field is increasing. So for that, the current should flow in BAC direction. The direction of current should be in BAC. Now the third loop, that is a regular shaped loop, that also is dragged out of the region of the magnetic field. So in the into direction, there is a decrease in magnetic field. So to compensate that, it should induced current should increase the magnetic field in into direction. So holding the thumb in the into direction, when you look, you will get the direction of current to be ABCD. So in the third case, the direction of current is ABCD. Example 6.5. A closed loop is held stationary in the magnetic field between the north and south poles of two permanent magnets held fixed. Can we hope to generate current in the loop by using very strong magnet? Here, whatever be the strength of the magnetic field, for induced current to be produced, there should be a change in magnetic flux linked with the closed loop. Here the loop is held stationary and the magnets also permanent magnets. So there is no change in magnetic flux linked with the closed loop and hence no induced current. Coming to B part, a closed loop moves normal to the constant electric field between the plates of a large capacitor. Is a current induced in the loop? First case, when it is wholly inside the region between the capacitor plates. Second case, when it is partially outside the plates of the capacitor. The electric field is normal to the plane of the loop. Whatever be the state of the electric field and the state of the loop within the capacitor plates, here the electric field only is changing. For induced current to be produced, there should be a change in magnetic flux or in change in magnetic field linked with the closed loop. So in two cases, there won't be any induced current flowing in the closed loop. Now coming to C part, a rectangular loop and a circular loop are moving out of a uniform magnetic field region into a field-free region with constant velocity v. In which loop do you expect the induced EMF to be constant during the passage out of the field region? The field is normal to the loop. Here in this question, you can see that the loops are dragged out of the field region. And you know the expression for induced EMF, it is epsilon is equal to minus d phi by dt. And we know phi is B dot A. Here since B and A are in the same direction, B dot A is BA, so it becomes minus d by dt of BA. Here there is no change in magnetic field. Instead, what is changing is area. So here epsilon becomes, epsilon is equal to minus B into dA by dt. So it is this dA by dt which decides this epsilon. The question is this, in which case the induced EMF will be constant. B is already a constant, so induced EMF will be constant if dA by dt is a constant. dA by dt means what? Rate of change of area. That means when you drag the loops out of the field region, in which case that change in area per unit time is remaining constant. Okay, the only possibility is with this rectangular one, because circular when you dragged out, that dA by dt will not be a constant. So you will get a constant EMF only in the case of rectangular loop. Now coming to D part, predict the polarity of capacitor in the situation described by the figure. So you can see you have a closed loop. At the ends of the closed loop you have capacitor plates A and B. And from either side the two bar magnets with opposite polarity are brought, and you are asked to find the polarity of capacitor plates, because induced current will be flowing in the loop, because of which A and B acquires polarity. What is the polarity? Polarity means whether A is positively charged or negatively charged. That's what. So we will speak in terms of the approach of one bar magnet. We will consider the bar magnet which is approaching the closed loop from right side, from this side. So we can see that the south pole is approaching. For the when the south pole is approaching that loop, it should oppose that approaching. So to oppose that approaching, on the right side of this loop there should be south pole which is induced, because then only south and south will repel. According to Lenz's law, it should be like that. So for south to be induced, the direction of current, when we look from that right side, it should be clockwise. So clockwise, current flowing in clockwise direction means current flows from B to A. In the loop, it starts from B and ends at A. Okay, so direction of induced current, it is from B to A. Normally, when the direction of current is from B to A, we will say that B acquires positive polarity and A acquires negative. That's what we usually take. Current flows from positive to negative. That current is in the case of what? The source. That means you have a battery. From the battery, current starts such that the direction of current is from positive to negative. Here we don't have any battery. Here we have only induced current. So induced current is flowing from B to A, means there is some local distribution of electrons. So current is flowing from B to A means positive charges are flowing from B to A. So positive charges reach A. In that way, we have to think in the case of induced current. Once again, current is flowing from B to A means positive charges are flowing from B to A. So positive charges are reaching at A. So A is getting positively charged and B is getting negatively charged. So this is a point to be noted. So the polarity of capacitor plates is this: A becomes positive and B becomes negative. Now coming to exercises, there are 6 diagrams given. We have to find the direction of current. Coming to the first case, south pole is moved towards the coil. So as you know, as per the Lenz's law, on this side there should be south pole induced. For south pole to be induced, current should flow in clockwise direction. When the current flows in clockwise direction, it should be in QRP direction. So here the direction of current is QRP. In B part, as the magnet is moved, the south polarity should be induced here. That means on the left coil, on this side, south polarity should be induced. For that, current should be flowing in clockwise direction. So for current flow to be in clockwise direction, this should be the direction of current. That means in PRQ direction. The direction of current is PRQ. Coming to the right side coil, north is going away from that coil. So here, to oppose that, again on that side, south pole should be induced. For south pole to be induced, current should flow in clockwise direction. In the second loop, when current flows in clockwise direction, this is the direction of current. That means YZX. Okay, so the direction of current is YZX. So when you look the direction of current, no, you should imagine that phase of the coil to be facing towards you. In that way, you have to imagine. Then see whether clockwise or anti-clockwise. That's the way to determine the direction of induced current. Now coming to C part, when the tapping key is just closed, there is a momentary increase in current in the left side coil or left side loop. So the magnetic field which is in towards left direction, the magnetic field produced by that current, it is in towards left direction. In that direction, there is an increase in magnetic field. So induced current in the right side loop should be in such a way that it opposes that increase in magnetic field. So for that, it should produce a magnetic field in the opposite direction. That means induced current in the right side loop should be in such a way that it produces a magnetic field towards right side. For that, the current flowing through that loop should be in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction means YZX direction. So the direction of current in the right side loop is YZX. In D part, the rheostat is moved in this direction. That means in this direction the rheostat is moved. So the resistance is decreasing. So current in the circuit is increasing. And that current produces a magnetic field towards left side. Towards left side, the magnetic field is increasing. Since the current is increasing, magnetic field is increasing. So in the second coil, which is kept on the left side of the first loop, in the second loop, the current, induced current should flow in such a way that it opposes that increase in magnetic field. Towards left direction, the magnetic field is increasing. So induced current should produce a magnetic field in the opposite direction. That means it should produce a current in the rightward direction. So for the magnetic field to be in the means rightward direction, the current should be flowing in YXZ direction or ZYX direction. So the direction of current in that loop is ZYX. Now coming to E part. Here tapping key is just released, means just like switch is off. So when it is just released, the current in the loop is decreasing. So the magnetic field, it is decreasing. So here as per the battery connection given, original polarity, here it will be north and here it will be south. Okay, so actually this is the direction of magnetic field on this side, because it starts from north and ends at the south. That is the direction of magnetic field. So here the direction of magnetic field is towards right. So with respect to the second coil, there is a decrease in magnetic field which is in rightward direction. So induced current should flow in such a way that it produces a magnetic field towards rightward, because here field is decreasing, so it should increase the field. For that, the induced current should flow in right, that means it should produce a magnetic field in rightward direction. So induced current should flow in the direction X or Y. So on that side we can see the current flow is in clockwise direction. So here the direction of current, induced current, is X or Y. Now coming to the F part, here there is a loop and perpendicular to the loop there is a wire carrying current. Current is decreasing at a steady rate. Here the magnetic field produced by the current carrying loop, it is along concentric circles, you know. So perpendicular to the plane of the loop, there is no change in magnetic flux. So because of that, there won't be any electromagnetic induction in this case, because there is no change in magnetic flux perpendicular to the plane of the coil. So no induced current. Now coming to 6.2. Use Lenz's law to determine the direction of induced current in the situations described in figure. First part, a wire of irregular shape is turning into circular shape. And second one, circular loop being deformed to a narrow straight wire. So coming to the first case, you can see that here the magnetic field is represented by cross symbol, that means into direction, that is the direction of magnetic field. And you know, when the direction or when the shape of the loop is changed from irregular shape to circular one, its area is increasing, area increases. So magnetic flux or magnetic field in the into direction is increasing. So magnetic field in the into direction increases. So to oppose that, the induced current should produce a magnetic field in the opposite direction. That means outward direction. So holding the thumb in the outward direction, when you look at the curling of right hand fingers, you can see that the direction of induced current is ADCB. The direction of induced current is ADCB in the case of A. Now coming to B part, here the change is circular shape changes to narrow straight wire. Here the existing magnetic field is in outward direction. So when it is made to a narrow straight wire, here area is decreasing. So we can say that in the outward direction, the magnetic field is decreasing. So here since it is decreasing, the induced current should produce a magnetic field in the same direction to increase the magnetic field. So holding the thumb in the outward direction, we can see that the direction of current, induced current, it is A dash, D dash, C dash, B dash, A dash. That is the direction of induced current. That means A dash, A dash, B dash, A dash, D dash, C dash. In this direction, the induced current is flowing. Now coming to 6.3, a long solenoid with 15 turns per centimeter has a small loop of area 2 centimeter square placed inside the solenoid normal to its axis. If the current carried by the solenoid changes steadily from 2 ampere to 4 ampere in 0.1 second, what is the induced EMF in the loop while the current is changing? So here we have long solenoid, its data are given, and the current is changing from 2 ampere to 4 ampere within 0.1 second. Then what is the induced EMF? So you know the expression for induced EMF is epsilon equal to minus d phi by dt. So here phi is B dot A. Here you have the both B and A in the same direction. So we have d by dt of minus d by dt of BA. Here area of the solenoid, it is remaining constant, and what it is changing is B. Now how does this B changes? Because current in the solenoid is changing. So we'll substitute for B since it is the magnetic field inside a solenoid. So our expression becomes epsilon is equal to minus d by dt of B means it is mu 0 Ni. Hope you remember in chapter 4 we have studied the expression for magnetic field produced by a solenoid, that is mu 0 Ni, that into A. A is remaining constant. So while rewriting the equation, we will have epsilon is equal to minus A into area is remaining constant, mu 0 N also constant, into d by dt of I. Here the only variable is I. So we have A mu 0 N into di by dt. So all the data are given, just to substitute. Here di means it is changing from 2 ampere to 4 ampere. dt is 0.1 second. So by substituting that, we will have the answer. So we are supposed to find only the EMF, the magnitude, so that negative sign we are not considering. So substituting, we get the answer to be 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 6 volt. So with that, we conclude today's discussion. Thank you.